what do you think you should do at the Hydro, champ?
This is how it feels to be Coffee champion again, you know, and on the way to becoming the greatest ever ICW World Heavyweight Champion.
Congratulations, Joe. You successfully defended the ICW World Heavyweight Championship against WWE Superstar, NXT Superstar, Kassius Ohno. Respect where respect is due. You see, I don't talk much in this company. You know that, Joe. Fans know that. Because people like you like to run your mouth, call yourself the best. Well, Joe, I'm the most respected man in ICW. I have been your 3-time tag team champion. I've also been the 2-time heavyweight champion, and right now, I'm your reigning, defending ICW 0D champion. You know one belt I haven't had? Is the belt that's around your waist, Joe. The World ICW Heavyweight Championship. So here's a proposition for you, Joe, and your Rudo Sports Entertainment Manager. How about November 19th, the Hydro? The Oddity, BT Gunn, the 0D champion, versus you, the Iron King, ICW's World Heavyweight Champion. One-on-one, title for title, and we can see who the best fucking man is, Joe.
Wow! Coffey's not happy. Joe Coffey's not happy even slightly.
He's making a beeline for the backstage area.
Respect, BT. Respect. You will never be world champion class. Never. You weren't even fucking here tonight. You weren't even here. No more. No more.
Heavyweight knockout kings, coming for the bell and the diamond ring. On his nest, taking on the best. Body shaking for a scorpion sting. Now when the sun goes down, we can go 12 rounds. I'ma beat you down to the ground. At the end of the day, you scream my name. Only one of us walks away. If you want some, now come and get some. You wanna throw down? Now come to my town. Oh.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Billy Kirkwood, here with William Grange, and you're watching ICW Fight Club! This week on ICW Fight Club, we are sold out in Glasgow. Our opening match will see the Fight Network take on Wolfgang and the Purge, Bad Company. One half of the tag team title match for Fear and Loathing will be in action as Jackie Polo takes on the Ginger Jesus, Mike Bird. Last week in Newcastle, BT Gunn threw down the challenge to the world champion Joe Coffey. We've yet to hear from the Coffey camp, but this week on ICW Fight Club, he is hosting a public workout in front of the garage crowd. After the official launch in Newcastle, the Kinky Party are back in Glasgow, and tonight they're taking on the two newest members of the Filthy Generation, the Kings of Catch. And in our main event, it's the ICW return of the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal, death-defying Sabu, and he takes on a man who is no stranger to hardcore, the Necromancer, Mikey Whiplash. All this and so much more on this sold-out episode of ICW Fight Club. Well, we are kicking things off, ladies and gentlemen, with six-man tag team action. It is going to be the Fight Network. World-class, 3 world-class competitors in one unit. You have the matriarch, the patriarch of pain himself, Kid Fight, of course, with Krieger and Liu King Sharp. 3 outstanding men with 2 young talents under the guidance of this man, who has the definition of been there, seen it, done it all. What is nothing much the Demolition Man hasn't completed here in Insane Championship Wrestling.
Well, Kid Fight, a man who's had a very, very important role in these 2 young men's wrestling genesis. He's brought them into the business, he's nurtured them, he's developed them, and tonight he wants to unleash them upon Bad Company.
Network.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be outright carnage. There seems to be, and no pun intended, legitimate bad blood between these 6 men. You have Krieger and Liu King Sharp, 2 young men, veterans very much in their own right. The Purge, who have been one of the most phenomenal new tag teams to come along in British professional wrestling. These teams of Liu King Sharp and Krieger and the Purge, they have been, it's very much almost, some would say, professional jealousy. We've seen the Purge, they have wrestled for the likes of TNT Extreme in Liverpool, up and down the UK. Liu King Sharp and of course Krieger have wrestled for multiple promotions. But there seems to be genuine bad blood that's going on. Is it professional jealousy, Mr. Granger, or just these 6 men just outright don't like each other?
Well, I just think of the personality clash between these 6 men. 6 very, very combustible characters. One thing they do have in common, though, each and every one of them very, very talented.
Okay, let's hear the introductions of their opponent. You see Krieger has that metal pole. The last king of Scotland. He will lead the charge for his team. Bad Company, former ICW 0G, former ICW World Champion, the franchise of Insane Championship Wrestling. A young man in his own right, but he's accomplished so much, and the big bad wolf has bought himself some backup.
Of the Outlaws TV champions, Crowbar and Wolfgang. This is Bad Company.
Well, we see a big win for Bad Company and the cancellation of the Fight Network. Coach Fight.
Hang on, here comes the Purge.
Well, they're going to make an exact death kill. Oh no! What business do they have here? It looks like we've got ourselves our new house here. Oh!
Please! Get up at them!
The wee man!
You ladies can stop!
We're having none of this.
Talking about liability, it's 4-on-1 now. Both guys in the crowbar.
Oh! And then you killed him. And then you killed him. Former World Heavyweight Champion. We know that's a title he would like to wrestle for again, but all thoughts of championship gold are going to have to get thrown out the window. This is outright survival on the road to the Hydro. Now, Liu King Sharp, he might not be the biggest dog in this fight. Well, he certainly isn't the biggest dog in this fight.
In fact, he's the smallest dog in the fight.
In fact, he's practically a squirrel in comparison to all these other dogs, which is an unfair fight in any way you look at it.
Very ferrety little fellow.
Well, he is indeed. I wouldn't say that to his face, of course.
Yeah, because you couldn't see it, it's too low.
It's very Liu King Sharp. It'll be interesting to see if this will be a 6-man tag match, making fun of the mountain bikes. All the members of Bad Company ride.
Oh, they're not mountain bikes, they're motorbikes.
Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon.
Oh, no,
well, they told me it was mountain bikes.
Oh, you're too believing, that's your problem. I'm an investigative journalist, I check these things out.
You don't check Wikipedia for the last time. And for the record, stop looking on that one page. There is more links to that. For goodness sake. Oh, you're time Katie Hopkins' Twitter page. She will not reply to those tweets.
She is a national treasure.
She will not reply to those tweets.
We'll see.
She has blocked you 3 times.
Well, I'll make a new account.
And you have done many times. What are you up to now? William Grange 385? 385 accounts.
388 for.
And we're starting this one off. It's going to be one of the most experienced men in that ring just now. Kid Fight, former ICW Tag Team Champion, squaring off with the outlaw Stevie James.
Stevie James, a man who, out of all these 6 competitors, possibly the most adept when it comes to a striking game.
It certainly could be. It's a game he's developed. He may not be the biggest man in that contest, but he's got that long, lean body. Some have likened him. Oh, there it is. His striking ability to the likes of Noam Dar back in the day. Here he comes. And it's the quickness of his eyes. Watch this! Beautiful drop kick, nailed his man right in the jaw. And I think he caught Kid Fight by surprise.
He did, but you see Kid Fight using that veteran instinct right to the corner, puts a bit of distance between him and his opponent.
And you can hear the chant ringing out for Stevie James, the outlaw, looking very good.
And here comes the big man, here comes Krieger.
Oh, look at that Thesz press. Brand new from Stevie James. Took the big man down, and he is in the wrong part of town. Played tag there, went for his tag partner. We saw Wolfgang just for a second there, grabbing the wrist of Krieger. 1, 2.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Wolfgang grabbed that wrist. A little bit of inexperience from the Purge, left Krieger unoccupied in that corner.
Well, Wolfgang, of course, a long-time tag team competitor with James Scott back in the day in Team 2K, one of the most hugely successful. Look at that, go for the body scissors, shifted his weight onto his hip. There's some of that Sambo training that he... I just get a feeling that Crowbar is going to be a big deal one day in singles action. Run like a freight train. This young man has a lot of fire, a lot of passion within him. Wolfgang seems to have managed to focus that, but he was a little too focused there, took his eye off the ball. Here comes Krieger. Beautiful spinning European uppercut. 1, 2. Krieger's no small man. He's what, about 6'3", 6'4"?
Yep, got to be kicking about the 17 stone mark.
Took into a wrist lock. Tagged there by his partner, looking sharp.
Like a human Scrappy-Doo. And not the fun-loving Scrappy-Doo, the Scrappy-Doo from the Scooby-Doo movies.
Oh God, that'll be dick.
Oh, you see him just spitting upon Crowbar.
Looking sharp though. He just manages to get in about his opponents. Just constantly angry. Apparently he's annoyed because he didn't get a mini snares. Oh!
Well, that's smart from Krieger.
Well, these young men, I mean, it is interesting to have these 2 veterans, shall we say.
Oh, it's a break it down.
He's breaking down quick. We didn't think it would take long. Wolfgang, Kid Fight. Look at this. I don't know if Sean McLaughlin, as experienced as he is, he might just have to throw this match straight out.
I think he's just got to wait for it to calm itself down. You see Bad Company owning the ring at the moment.
Rolling to the outside is Crowbar. You can see the Purge.
This is going into the audience.
Oh. Well, thankfully it's going into the audience on the other side of the building.
Yeah, we don't care about them.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're not real people, they're just bags of skin.
Yes. But in the meantime, Looking Sharp is up against the Big Bad Wolf.
Oh! He's trying to go for a spear. What was he thinking?
Look at the strength.
Wolfgang got him dead weight. He's got him.
Oh, no, 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 no,
Whoa,
no!
what? If only Ryanair had managed to cancel that flight. Wolfgang Airways. He's thrown him into like a duffel bag.
How about that from Lou King Sharp? Great
It
resilience.
shows you the fire of this young man, which has never been in any doubt.
Wolfgang calling for once more. Lou King Sharp be wise to try and avoid that. Oh, well, that wasn't wise.
I got with a back elbow though. Well, it was nice to know you. Oh God, he's just ragdolling him. He's gonna be nothing like a bag of bones.
Gut round suplex coming up.
Oh, he is actually gonna crumble his bones. He's gonna be nothing but a bag of bone fragments with an arsehole. Look at the strength of Wolfgang, managed to get Krieger up. Oh, beautiful pump kick, got Wolfgang right on the side of the ear. Hurt his man. DDT nails him with it, beautiful execution.
Krieger going to the outside, very wise. Lou King Sharp goes low.
Somehow still in this. Well, if it's his ring, I think Stevie James has a squatter's rights. Well, this is the kid fight we've known. This is just intensity, sheer anger personified. Going to go for that Savat kick.
Brainbuster!
Oh, the DOA dead on arrival. The Fight Network's looking pretty good here. Here comes the former world champion.
Going to go for those slam dunk knees. Oh,
He went for go for the slam dunk. You saw Fight just comes on his feet. Is he going to try and go for another brainbuster?
Go for that key lock.
He's going for the key lock. Low Savat kick. It seems every time one team manages to get a single competitor from the other side neutralised.
But I think we've got it now. I think we've got 3-on-1. Wolfgang's got those knocks. Hang on, here comes Davey.
What the hell's David Blaze doing here?
Kid fight with the roll up.
One,
1, 2,
two.
3.
Oh, Fighter wins!
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, the Fight Network.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! The Fight Network running for higher ground.
Oh, we've
The
just got.
Scottish Savage and the wee man at the ringside. Look at wee man, he's pouncing about. And that's just not because he won a Scottish Comedy Award for Best Writer this year.
This is just absolute chaos at ringside. Got Stevie James and Lou King and the
going on?
crowd.
They've actually broken through the barrier, they're into the crowd. You see that
Kid fight almost looking on with amusement at the top of the ramp.
the Scottish Savage beat down Wolfgang, at least trying to.
But why did Davey Blaze get involved?
Wolfgang's still got those brass knucks on though.
And Wolfgang making a beeline for the wee man. But Davey Blaze is on him. He's got him in a choke from behind.
Cholo just winding him around. It's completely broken down here, fans. We're doing our very best to follow the action for you.
Red Lightning, I'm so sorry to bother you. I know you're a busy man working away there, but I just wanted to kind of clarify something. I noticed on the card today that there's a public workout scheduled. Just want to know what that's about.
Well, I think the best way for us to showcase Joe Coffey is to show everyone how fit and ready he is. I mean, we are currently scouting for opponents for Fear and Loathing at the Hydro, and whether it be from Japan or our friends across in the United States or from anywhere else in the world, I want them to see how ready Joe Coffey is for any challenge that lays out there for him. Every single person that's came into ICW, or every single person on the roster currently that's faced Joe Coffey for that title, has lost. And I don't see any other way at the Hydro either. We don't have an opponent. It's more of a shop window. I think the best way to show Joe his strengths is to have an open workout in the ring for the fans, for the wrestlers, for the management, and show him to the world.
Excellent. But I think the answer that everybody really wants to know is, do you have an answer for BT Gunn yet?
What do you mean, do I have an answer for BT Gunn? I don't recall BT Gunn ever asking me a question. You see, anybody can get a phone, get a camera and film themselves challenging the World Heavyweight Champion. That doesn't give you an entitlement. If BT Gunn can present to me any reason why he should be anywhere near Joe Coffey at the Hydro, then maybe I'll listen. But at the moment, there will be no BT Gunn and Joe Coffey at the Hydro. Now, you and I, we're going to play a little game now, okay? We are going to play a little game called Fuck Off. You go first.
Thank you.
I'm going to try and grab a few words with Wee Man and Davey Blaze. We've just seen there, they interfered at the end of the match with Fight Network and Bad Company.
Use that microphone, eh? Silence, woman. Silence.
Why don't you fuck off there and stick the kettle on? Because I want a cup of tea. Fuck off!
Two sugars, man talk. Now, if you want us to explain what just happened to all you marks sitting watching this at home, well, the Scottish Savage Davey Blaze just made his mark on ICW for all you marks. And I know how you marks love to sit there in your grubby little Y-fronts fantasy booking wrestling shows. They should push him, they shouldn't book him. Well, here's a little tip for all you marks. In the coming months, Davey Blaze is moving onwards and upwards. That's my tip for you, you pencil dick virgins. Hashtag ICW Hydro. Tweet about that, you cunts. Fuck off. Fear and Loathing 10 takes place at the SSE Hydro in Glasgow on Sunday the 19th of November. Don't miss the biggest night in European wrestling when Insane Championship Wrestling returns to the SSE Hydro this November. Already confirmed for this event, the master of the 619, Rey Mysterio, will make his ICW debut. Lionheart will go head-to-head with the one and only Rob Van Dam in a match almost 1 year in the making. Mike Bird and Wild Boar will defend the ICW Tag Team Championships against Polo Promotions. And your commissioner for the evening will be none other than Kevin Nash. Don't miss all this, plus the top stars in Insane Championship Wrestling, including the Iron King, Joe Coffey, Jack Jester, BT Gunn, Kaylee Ray, and many, many more. Tickets are on sale now at www.ticketmaster.co.uk. Standing tickets are available to fans aged 18 and over. However, tiered seating tickets are available to those aged 16 and over. Get your tickets now for Fear and Loathing 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome at this time, Kenny Williams!
You know something, we haven't heard a lot from Kenny Williams. We have seen him in action, of course. He wrestled Joe Coffey in our main event recently on ICW Fight Club, but it has been pretty much radio silence from the former ICW 0G champion, an iconic champion here in ICW. But he does not have that gold now after winning it back from Zach Gibson, Liverpool's #1. He lost it the very next night to BT Gunn.
And it's just like you said, since then, not a peep.
Not a peep. What does the future hold for Kenny Williams?
My pals. I missed a couple of shows because I went on my holidays. I travelled America with my best mate, Arn Echo. And we done some amazing things. We shot some guns. We rode a wee horse. We lost some money in Vegas. We lost a lot of money in Vegas. We had the time of our lives. And all that travel gave me a lot of time to think. Give me time to think about life and about wrestling. You've probably heard a lot of things about 2017 in wrestling. For me, 2017 has probably been the worst year in my wrestling career. I was made promise after promise of mainstream exposure and money-making opportunities, and every time that was taken away from me, I was left with a bitter taste in my mouth. This year would have been very different for a lot of people if the cards were dealt differently. But I fought long and hard, and the place that's never let me down is ICW. When those companies down south look at me still and go, we're not going to use you. You're not what a cruiserweight wrestler is. You've not got black kick pads on, you've not got black trunks, you don't do gymnastics, you don't kick out at one. ICW goes, never mind the backflips, because you're the bollocks. I ran the Zero G division for 3 years. I was the first 3-time Zero G champion in this company's history. And if you look at the records, I'm one of only 2 people who has never been defeated at Fear and Loathing. But I thought a lot about it. That doesn't matter just now. I'm back at square one. I'm not chasing any titles. I've got nothing coming up. And I really thought about this long and hard, and maybe it's time I take a break from ICW and maybe I just take a break from wrestling. Or maybe I don't. Nah. No. I did think a lot on holiday, and I came to this conclusion. I am one of the best cruiserweight talents the United Kingdom has to offer.
There'd be few people that would argue
And
that.
I know when you say that you're the best, people want to jump on that and say you're egotistical, you're arrogant. Nah, mate, I'm just confident, because in the last 5 years, some of the times that's been the hardest, the only person who had confidence in me has been myself. When you say they're the best, the boys in the back know exactly the only way you can prove that. The boys in the back know. When you say that you're the best, it's not about having great matches or being flavour of the month, getting retweets, getting likes. When you say that they're the best, the only way to really prove that is by getting the respect off of one of the greats. But where am I going to find one of the greats?
Ow. These fans are playing matchmaker. Imagine
How
such a
about
thing.
the greatest cruiserweight to ever grace a wrestling ring? That's why at the Hydro, it's going to be the Lucky Yin, the Mutts, Nuts, the Bollocks versus the master of the 619, Rey Mysterio. Wow. Someone in the back better get one of those fancy wee graphics made, because that match is happening in November.
Well, is it official?
I'm not sure. Well, we'll try and get word for you.
But listen here, Ray, amigo. This isn't WWE. When you come here in November, you're not going to be in Mexico, you're not going to be in the 619, you're going to be in the 0141. You're going to be in Glasgow, mate. You're going to be in IC-fucking-W. And in this ring, in this country, in that arena down the road, I am the fucking Bollocks.
Well, Kenny Williams has thrown out a challenge to Rey Mysterio, one of our international wrestling talents who has been booked for ICW's biggest night, Fear and Loathing 10. What a dream match that would be. The icon of the Zero G division taking on former You heard it right there. It's not going to be 619, it's going to be 0141.
Bad company. Sam, this is nothing to do with you. Move. That's twice. Twice you think you've betters. You've no betters. That's just fucking bullshit. 3 of yous want to walk about here like you're Billy Big Boys. This is bad company stuff. You're fucked.
Sooner or later, you're going to run into bad company, and it's going to be 3-on-3, and you will not like the outcome. You get out of here.
Making his way to the ring, fighting out of Newport, Wales, representing the Marauders, he is one half of the ICW Tag Team Champions, Mike Bird!
The Mike Bird, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Very rarely will we see him in singles action here in ICW, but he is a very prolific singles wrestler. Back in Newport, where he's from originally, he was the man that was cheering up all the other wrestlers. And a story not unreminiscent of Big Damo. Some promoters viewed him perhaps as only a trainer. His best years were never going to be personified in the ring, but that man right there made an actual open thought. He said, I want to prove I'm the best. I know I'm the best. And it was on that night, it was ICW that brought that out of that man right there. And the Red Phoenix is here in ICW going up against one of our best.
And his opponent. Representing Polo Promotions, one half of the #1 contenders for the Tag Team Championships, Nature's Gift to Wrestling, Jackie Polo!
Well, Dan, this is something that we've not seen for a long, long time.
No, not at all, not at all. This building has had mixed fortunes for Jackie Polo, certainly in singles action. But he has all the tools to get it done, ladies and gentlemen. A former SWA learner of the ring. These men, in terms of the longevity in the ring, are about the same. Jackie Polo, maybe this slightly bigger man. Certainly intensely, and you've noticed that this team of Polo Promotions, since this got made official, since they got back on the same thread, they have been training together long and hard. You will see Jackie's toned up, putting a little bit of muscle as well.
They had what I heard was described as a working holiday.
Yeah, that's
got
right.
some sun, hit the gym, looking great for it.
Oh, look at this! Mike Bird not wasting any time with his fist flying fast and furious. Oh, well, like these four men, Mark Coffey, Jackie Polo, Wild Boar, and Mike Bird, are counting the days until the Hydro, counting the seconds. For the Marauders, it's about exercising the ghosts of Christmas past. For the Polo Promotions, it's about righting a wrong. And listen to this, I never thought I'd hear it. Julian Chance here. Oh, beautiful flying forearm. Mike Bird, he has that high flying skill. We've saw him utilise a frog splash, a Marvel bomb, and a split-legged moonsault. He can take to the air if he wants. Oh! Through to the barrier right in front of us here.
But you mentioned he's got that high flying ability. He's also got a mean streak a mile wide.
He certainly does. When we saw the Marauders first enter into ICW, They were very much fan favourites, but when they reached the final of that interim tag team championship tournament, something changed on that night. It's like they became obsessed, addicted to destroying the legend of Polo Promotions here in ICW.
And you have to say, Billy, they came pretty damn close to it.
They certainly did. Back at the Square Go in early February this year, it has been almost 9 calendar months completely. In fact, tomorrow it will be that they have been the ICW Tag Team Champions. When I spoke to Mike Bird very briefly, he said they're looking to just simply annihilate that record. Beautiful elbow there by Jackie Polo.
But look how quickly he followed up the elbow with the cover. It was almost one motion. Jackie Polo, a tremendous, naturally gifted wrestler. A man who less than 1 year into training received a WWE tryout.
Now, let me ask you a question. Oh, he's gone for the Elegance Plex. Open, he's got a beautiful bridge there by Jackie. Nope. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Grange, as someone that wrestled and had a lot of success in tag team competition.
Yep.
When you are wrestling primarily in that fashion, then you go back into singles, does it throw you off your game?
It does, especially from a big, deep arm drag. Lovely.
Wonderful arm drag there.
To answer your point, especially from a cardiovascular point of view, you're used to short, sharp bursts of energy. In a singles match, it's more of a marathon.
That's what could it be.
Oh.
Short, controlled bursts. Polo Promotions going up against the Dog Soldiers, the Marauders.
Jackie Polo with that monkey flip out, was tossing Mike Bird out the ring.
And we heard earlier Jackie was backstage, and well, he's seen a lot of things. He was walking around laughing and joking. He had a clothes peg on his nose talking about wrestling the Marauders earlier on today. But then there's no laughs, there's no games now. It's all serious, and that is when Jackie, I believe, is at his very, very best.
You're going for another monkey flip.
Mike Bird caught him. Oh, what's he going for here? Almost a variation of the last fall.
Oh, look at the power.
Look at that, beautiful! 1, 2.
He wasn't able to transition smoothly into a pinfall, though. That extra second might just have cost him.
But that really rocked Jackie Polo. You can see that Jackie actually going for his throat there. I wonder if the whiplash of that powerbomb from the height that he came down.
Oh, I'm amazed at the ease with which Mike Bird got up there. Jackie Polo, no small man, 16 stone at least.
Jackie is, Mike Bird, I should say, is working very, very hard in the gym. If you follow Mike Bird on social media, you all know he recently made the move from Newport to London. He has been training night and day, getting ready for that match at the Hydro, a card that they were not on last year. There was no sign of the Marauders of Fear and Loathing, and I gotta believe that's stuck in their craw. Good work. Thank you. Not one you hear very often these days. But what does he have to do? Oh, huge. Close fist there. Thomas Kearns, I'm going to keep a close eye on that. As referee's discretion here in ICW. Oh! Straight to that big boot and really rocked Mike Bird. But he's coming in for it again.
Crossbody.
Crossbody. Oh, but just too much behind it.
Yep, you're right. He overshot it a little bit.
I think he'd been able to get that and hook the leg. He might have got a surprise win. And what has got me is Jackie's really struggling after that powerbomb. And it's a hotbed here in Glasgow, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the last. Oh, look at that. Jackie Polo, for all the pomp and circumstances, one of the toughest men out of lace-up boots here in ICW. Big flurry of forearms there right at the center of the head.
Well, that was classy.
Look at that, Mike Bird giving him an open. Oi! Nearly chopped his tits off. Look at this flurry. Back and forth. Off the ropes. Wow! And that is the momentum shifting. I hope you've got plenty of petrol in the tank because we're heading straight to Scoop Sam City. Big Irish whip, beautiful backdrop.
there, I believe, and we know.
Shoulder breaker time.
Oh, he's nailed it. Jackie's picked up some big wins with that. 1, 2. No.
He didn't get the win, but what I loved was the ring positioning, putting himself between Bird and the ropes so that Mike Bird had to kick out. I have to say, I've been very impressed with both these men, transitioning from tag team to singles action. Now the man's missed a step.
Going for the
Fisherman Buster, perhaps.
No, he couldn't get
small
it.
Package.
Beautiful small package. He's got it locked in tight. Well, that was very, very close. Thomas Kearns going for that Banana Man punch. Slam dunk. Wow. But there's no Mike Bird to follow that up. Sorry, I should say Wild Boar to follow that up. 1, 2. No, very close.
Oh, they're both Welsh. They all look the same.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you both like cheese on toast? I forget what it's called. Welsh rarebit, that's it.
We've seen this before from Mike Bird.
Off ropes.
Building that momentum.
Oof. Beautiful lariat. Really hooked his man. Now this is something we don't see much from Mike Bird in singles action. Normally it's Wild Boar is the one that goes to the top rope. Is it the frog splash? Oh!
I think it was actually a diving headbutt.
He misses. Whoever it was, he came down butt ugly on that one. And Mike Bird really summoned. He came down hard on that shoulder. The injured shoulder that Jackie has already been working on. It could be setting him up for the Spice Garden. Oh,
big palm strike.
Mike Bird, do you feel the pace of the match has slowed down? Both men now showing. What's it going here?
I don't know, this is dangerous territory.
Very dangerous. Very tentative on that top rope. Both men struggling to get a solid footing to execute something.
I think Jackie's going for a scoop.
Go for a scoop slam! The sweat, wow!
Oh!
Bird came down, that was ugly.
And so did Polo.
You take the risk, ladies and gentlemen, you take the risks. You take the risks.
I think Jackie's just about okay.
It ain't pro cuddling, ladies and gentlemen, if there's the real life action movie. You take the risk, and both men showing the competitors they are. Big forearm drives it. 1, 2, 3, Jackie wins!
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Jackie Polo!
Mike Bird came down right on that shoulder. Jackie lost his footing with a scoop slam.
But he might have lost his footing, but he absolutely made sure he did not lose grip of Mike Bird. He wanted to make sure if he was going down, so was Mike Bird.
Yeah, definitely. You saw as Jackie came down that shoulder, went over that top rope. It was enough to discombobulate Mike Bird. That could easily shatter a collarbone, separate a shoulder.
But Billy, that's a sign of a great wrestler. Even in a moment of uncertainty like that, Jackie kept his head, he kept his mind in his opponent, and because of that, he's came away with a big victory.
Yeah, he came back with that rebound, blasting him with that forearm from the top rope. Saw Jackie gesturing, ripping the belt from his waist, and that's what it's about. It has gone beyond, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just about the tag team championship. This has got very personal. The gold represents so much to both these teams in two very different ways, two very different stories. At one point, the Marauders tried to expel, completely exercise Polo Promotion, not only physically, but contractually here in ICW. We are going to see carnage, and next week, here in ICW Fight Club, it will be the real deal Mark Coffey in singles actions against the Boar of War, Wild Boar.
right, guys, can I just have a quick word with you? Really unlucky in your match there against Jackie Polo. Next week, of course, you're facing Mark Coffey, but can I get a few words exact?
If that's the length that Jackie fucking Polo has to go to beat me, what do you think we're gonna do? Because, let's be honest, this has always been a game of one-upmanship. You might have got yours tonight, Jackie. But guess what? Next week, we'll get ours.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome at this time, Joe Coffey!
Well, this will be the first time, ladies and gentlemen, we have ever seen this in ICW, and a man that is not only a personal trainer, a great physical specimen, and I'm not saying that to kiss up, the Iron King lives, sleeps, eats, fitness. He is a personal trainer. Make sure to check out Joe Coffey, PT, and he will be accompanied by one of the trainees from his dojo, and of course Red Lightning, who I'm told will be talking us through this, a live workout. So all that's left to see is the likes of Richard Simmons. Take a powder. Joe Coffey, the ICW World Heavyweight Champion, coming off a big win over the knockout artist Cassius Ohno recently in Newcastle for Insane Championship Wrestling. What a hard-hitting encounter that was.
It was indeed, and a win where he had to overcome adversity, injuring his leg, about 8 minutes into that contest?
Yes, indeed. But we're told Joe is back in prime condition.
There is a reason this man is the ICW World Heavyweight Champion, and you're looking at one of those reasons right now.
That's right.
Joe Coffey is the fittest man on the ICW roster. Here we see Michael Glancy of MG Fit putting Joe through his paces in preparation for the Hydro. And by the way, Michael's available for personal training sessions. Just get him on Facebook, and by the looks of things, there's a lot of you dafties need some personal training. So if you want to know what a real man is, if you want to know what a fit man is, then why don't you clap your eyes on this ring right now and watch this man go for it. You see, we've been scouring the ICW roster and beyond, and we cannot find a suitable opponent for this man at the Hydro on the roster.
Well, they seem to be ignoring the challenge that was thrown out by BT Gunn.
Many have asked for the opportunity, but I repeat, none of them are good enough.
All right, well, here's what I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Echo was actually booked to be a sparring partner here tonight. But Aaron, of course, just back from, travelling across the United States with Kenny Williams. These two men close friends, of course. And Aaron, well, I don't think there's a politer way to put it, but he was hanging. I think that's the phrase to use. And Joe Coffey's still putting on an exhibition here. I mean...
Well, if anything, the music might be spurring him on. It's got an excellent beat.
Well, you know something, I mean, he talked about Red Lightning, about how they've been any personal training, a lot of these fans here in Glasgow. Well, unless you can buy that with tokens from the National Provi, that's not going to happen.
And I think Aaron Echo's actually in the front row with a beer. There he is.
So he is, what the hell? Oh, he's in trouble.
You were supposed to be in here sparring with him 10 minutes ago.
Maybe. What's he been doing?
Why have you just poured beer all over yourself? Listen, I don't know what's going on here, but you better start taking things a bit more seriously around here. You just poured a pint of lager on yourself. I hired you to spar with him. It was supposed to be your chance to show ICW that you're better than what they think. Listen, he's here now.
Aaron, it's time for you to stop clowning about, son. Stop pouring pints over your head, 'cause it's getting you nowhere. You want to have a little spar with the champ? A little warm-up for the tours coming up, that's fine, we'll have a little spar.
All right. Aaron Echo, a very capable young wrestler. Lives life to the full, I think that's the only way to say it. This is going to be just an exhibition, a sparring. For the first time you've ever seen this in ICW. Look at the shape of Joe Coffey. Have you ever seen him looking more muscular?
It's so brilliant.
Look at the muscularity. Look at it.
It's looking real jacked, baby.
Touching the money.
It's looking real jacked.
Oh! Nailed him with that forearm.
And this sparring contest is broken down.
No, this is still
Joe, smash him, smash him, smash him, pile him, pile. Actually,
look at that,
do you know
flurry
what?
of elbows right in the back of the
I
head.
paid you for your time, I've got an idea. Listen, get a referee out here. Preferably Thomas Kearns. He's better than Sean. Thomas, what's happening? Don't you dare walk past me. Get in that ring. Get in that ring.
Get in the ring, Kearns.
Ring the bell.
Okay.
Ring the bell.
All right, well, looks like we've got ourselves an actual bona fide wrestling match. Are you?
I'm hearing it's non-title though.
All right, Red Lightning's got the best seat in the house. It'll be non-title. This will be a wrestling match, a warm-up. Out of the actual. Whoa! Nailed it with a drop kick.
Well, Billy, you mentioned it's a warm-up, but what would it do for Joe Coffey if Aaron Echo lost tonight?
Well, the whole point is Aaron Echo lives life to the fullest, but when he is focused, he is. We saw him go toe-to-toe with Jody Fleisch. It turned a lot of heads in that locker room. Oh, a big punt kick. These two men, two rugby standouts as well. Aaron Echo, no small man. What about 6 foot 3, 6 foot 4?
Yeah, got to be up about that.
Trained by Kid Fight. Oh, look at that. Straight out punch, rattling.
And fans of ICW will remember Aaron Echo had a big showing at last year's Fear and Loathing in that ladder match. You've got to believe he wants to establish himself on the card.
Oh, he was loving that. Oh, catching his man, taking him straight like great grappling action, dropped his man right in the hip. Echo covering up this time. He knows those busy fists, but he's got Joe Coffey's changing his direction. He's going to the. Even though those fists are taped, the power that is behind those explosive shoulders of the world heavyweight champion.
Get a little bit of hydration.
It's always important. Oh. Throw Aaron Echo off. Right, letting the hair down. Always a signature that things are about to step up a gear for Joe Coffey. Oh! Huge punch right to the change. And we've seen him with his trainer there who is specifically focusing on that grappling style and specifically focusing on the punch bag. We've seen Joe Coffey really utilise that punching game recently.
Well, kind of first saw the emergence of this striking game when he won the championship against Trent Seven. Oh,
wow!
Beautiful throw. Almost a variation of a side suplex.
A merry-go-round.
But we especially saw that striking style when he went blow for blow with Cassius Ohno.
That's right. Cassius Ohno, of course. Joe Coffey and Cassius had already wrestled twice in the United Kingdom. Oh, look at that.
Small package.
He hasn't got it tight though. It could be enough.
You're absolutely right. It wasn't enough behind it.
No. Fueled by the fear. Blasting with that rolling forearm. Go for another one. Really nailed him. He calls that rolling forearm with fueled by the fear, but I don't think he's getting all of it. I've seen Aaron really blast an opponent with that.
Neck breaker.
Half bottle charger. He's got him. No. Oh. Very close. Red Lightning always composed at ringside, but for just a second there, it looked a little twitchy. Of course, fans, just to make clear to you, the ICW World Heavyweight title is not on the line. Boom! Taking his man both down. Trying to get a moment. The Boston Crab. Look at that, standing right in the bridge of the neck. He's locked it in, the No Mercy.
That should be all.
No Mercy had no choice. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match, the greatest ICW World Heavyweight Champion to ever live, the Iron King, Joe Coffey!
Well, we don't know the full condition of Aaron Echo, but that was really short business of one of the hungry young lions. If Aaron had maybe been at 100%, but you know something, he gave plenty when he was in there, but the Iron King put him down decisively. Red Lightning's got his man fired up ahead of the Hydro, but they have said there is no one to accept the challenge, and we know there is a locker room filled with hungry, angry competitors that would love nothing more than to challenge that man in the main event of Fear and Loathing 10.
And Billy, perhaps in the front of that queue is the Oddity, the Zero G champion, BT Gunn. Oh no, Red Lightning fell over.
That's a claim right there. That's a claim right there. He's going to be straight on to Austin Healing. We'll never hear the end of that. Claims for you, we're fucked. We're fucked. We won't have steps next time.
Well, you've got an ironclad contract, you're fine.
Oh, I'm fine, I mean, you're in trouble. I got you sorted out, don't you worry. I mean, as soon as your trial period ends, we'll shift you onto that.
I've been here for 2.5 years.
I don't make the rules. I mean,
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
well, ladies and gentlemen, we are very much looking forward to this contest. You hear the sirens heralding the arrival of the Filthy Generation. And his two newest members, the Kings of Catch.
Being accompanied to the ring by Stevie Boy and Kaylee Ray. They're the team of Lewis Garvin and Aspen Faith, the Kings of Catch.
Look at that stable, that roster of destruction right there. Something has changed, you know, it reminds me of the change in the Kings of Catch when Stevie Boy joined the New Age Clique, and then when he left New Age Clique, there's just been that seismic shift in the landscape of ICW, and these two men are the burning black stars.
And if anyone doubted that these two men had the mentality to be filthy, the mentality to compete at the elite level, then that unbelievable, decisive victory over Legion a couple of weeks ago would have put paid to any of those doubts.
Well, Lewis Girvan pile drove Chris Renfrew through a table. Lewis Girvan, best young wrestler in the world, perhaps the two best young wrestlers in the world right there. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to be taking on ICW's newest tag team combination. Use whatever finger you want. It's the Kinky Party. They've got one man to handle the meat. I just don't think Shah's on board with this.
Of Jack Jester and Shah Samuels, the Kinky Party.
Did Shah Samuels ever actually drink anything? He's made a mess. He's made a mess.
You can't take him anywhere.
Big apology there from Jack Jester for our cleaners.
But Shah Samuels, whose tights are getting higher and higher, and whose patience is getting lower and lower with Jack Jester.
They certainly are. Shah Samuels has something on his arms. I think it might be his balls.
Oh, he's a happy man.
He terrifies me. Terrifies me. Now Jack Jester and Shah Samuels, perhaps the most odd couple. Shah Samuels is angry specifically at Jack Jester because he actually loaned him his laptop, and when Shah checked the browser history, oh my God, the Norton virus. Jack Jester is the only man to beat the Norton virus checker.
Wow.
Not good, not good. He completed Pornhub and X-Hamster.
What about XNNX?
I'm not too sure.
RedTube, Tube 8.
But let's stop talking about the browser history of Jack Jester. What we're talking about right here, he's actually got braces on there as well.
Is that for some sort of kink purpose?
And apparently dressing up his bears and putting a pot of honey up your ass is the thing.
Really?
Yeah, he showed me it. Yogi bearing, they call it.
Ah, kinkier than the average bear.
Yeah, it's just not a pink basket you're stealing. Can we have a microphone for Mr. Samuels, please?
You know what, right? I've got to say something right now. This is how I truly feel. I can't believe I've got to fucking wrestle. I want to get steaming!
Well, it's what you're paid for, Shah, to be honest. But money is no object.
It took me 20 minutes to get these boots on.
Nice.
All I want is a Jaeger bomb and a pint.
Jester, who would like a Jaeger bomb.
Who will do me the honours?
Kings of Catch not so interested. Although I don't think they're necessarily adverse to the idea of a beverage.
Shah Samuels, what an elegant
I
young
want to
fella.
say though, an Englishman asking for a drink in Glasgow, we are notoriously tight
I'm not
nation.
here for a long time, I'm here for a good time.
He threw a pint.
And he caught it.
Giff that! Giff that! Giff that!
Oh.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get on with this, the actual wrestling match. We could see the Glasgow debut and the end of the Pinky Party at the hands of the Kings of Catch.
And Jester still holding his drink and taking a drink. That's a pro.
It's the Kings of Catch versus the King of Plunge right here. Aspen Faith found himself at the hands of the East End Butcher, who is pummeling in the skull.
But one thing we do know, and one thing we learned a couple of weeks ago in Newcastle, the Kings of Catch are very, very at home in this sort of environment.
Definitely, which was something that they had not seen. They'd patterned themselves after a classic wrestling tag team, will we say. They prided themselves on being that new wave of competitor. But that has changed.
You could almost call them the Kings of Filth.
Yeah, oh, beautiful. Look at those big ham hock punches, no pun intended, by the East End Butcher as the one-man riot versus the best young wrestler. Buck Smasher! A spine buster for a man that's going to be round about with a 19 stone mark. Charles Simons, people forget how big this man is. And he's getting ready for the drop into the Thames. Wow, look at the strength of Lewis Girvan. Yeah, the more experienced tag team are the Kings of Catch, but as we said, the Kinky Party are looking pretty good. Jack Jester, I don't think I can actually believe it.
Not only that, Kinky Party, the more experienced wrestlers.
They certainly are. They've held championships up and down, and for just a second, I have to remind you, Shah Samuels is an experienced tag team wrestler. He held the ICW Tag Team Championship with Kid Fight in what was at best a combustible tag team, but he was also one half of the Revolutionist tag team that got great success down in England.
Go even further back, part of the Cartel with Terry Frazier.
That's right, yeah. So is Shah Samuels going to be the one that's directing traffic in this tag team? Oh, double savate kick there. That really rattled Samuels. You saw that. Lewis Girvan nailed him right in the point of the jaw. Throwing his man straight over. And again, both men catching themselves on the ring apron. Samuels just trying to club either man. Oh!
I have to say, these two men, the Kings of Catch, are looking even more impressive every time we see them.
Beautiful! Rolling Thunder neck breaker there.
Tope!
Oh! Taking out Jack Jester.
Aspen Faith, Leap of Faith,
he nailed it. 1, 2, this could be over. Oh, that was close.
And fans, let's take you back about a year. Lewis Girvan defeating Ricochet at the Hydro. You've got to believe it angers him not to be on the show. Well, we've seen this before. Variant of a Joker driver, double stomp.
Nails him! Samuels is down and out. You could count to 100. 1, 2, 3. Whoa!
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, the Kings of Catch.
The Marauders Polo Promotions. On the road to Valhalla, there are two men driving an Interceptor heading straight for you. Wow!
Really, that wasn't even close.
I don't want to jinx this, but when was the last time you saw a team just change direction to become so dominating? It's almost as if all the lack of focus has been eradicated. All the uncertainty, all the confidence has been highlighted. The anger, the direction. It seems to be what happens in the Filthy Generation. We have had the Icon Killer, Stevie Boy, Aspen Faith, and Lewis Girvan.
Well, they've always had the talent.
They've always had the talent, but now they've got the drive and they could have the keys to the ICW Tag Team Championship.
And you know, as good as these two men in the ring are, Shah Samuels, Jack Jester, I would suggest if you want to take on a team like the Kings of Catch, you don't come to the ring for a party, you don't come with alcohol, you come ready to fight.
They just took them too lightly. I mean, there were moments there, there were flashes of this breaking down to be an excellent tag team contest. But it was all the Kings of Catch.
I see, these two got what they deserved. They came here thinking it was going to be an easy night at the office.
You see Samuels, he's saying it's all my fault. I came in for a party. I still think he's almost haunted by the... No, I don't think there was anything in that. See, Jack is just trying to stop Shah from being so hard on himself.
Well, there's something in that. It's going to be a short-lived party.
No, He's a hothead, he's a hothead. I think he's almost taking exception to Jack trying to talk him down. They're just getting to know each other. They sort of start signalling it. No beers, no celebration.
Well, that suggests that these two men want to taste more success in ICW. They put the party antics to one side.
There's going to have to be a shift.
I'm joined backstage by the Kings of Catch. Gentlemen, congratulations on your victory this evening. You must be feeling elated.
To be honest with you, Jane, I don't think congratulations are necessary. When you've got a couple of middle-aged men against the best tag team in the world, was there any other conclusion? Was anything else going to happen? Was anyone in any doubt?
Out. Aye. Back this way.
Lad, put them up. Put them up. What a performance. What a performance. Oh, I can't expect. See, when you put a victory like that on top of the ass kicking that we gave Legion in Newcastle, there is no stopping this. The wheels are turning. We are off to the races.
And do you know what? Next week, that winning streak is going to continue. Because I know the Filthy Generation has my back.
We've got it. We've got it. Filth Life, fuckers! Let's go!
Fear and Loathing 10 takes place at the SSE Hydro in Glasgow on Sunday the 19th of November. Don't miss the biggest night in European wrestling when Insane Championship Wrestling returns to the SSE Hydro this November. Already confirmed for this event, the master of the 619, Rey Mysterio, will make his ICW debut. Lionheart will go head-to-head with the one and only Rob Van Dam. In a match almost 1 year in the making, Mike Bird and Wild Boar will defend the ICW Tag Team Championships against Polo Promotions. And your commissioner for the evening will be none other than Kevin Nash. Don't miss all this, plus the top stars in Insane Championship Wrestling, including the Iron King, Joe Coffey, Jack Jester, BT Gunn, Kaylee Ray, and many, many more. Tickets are on sale now at www.ticketmaster.co.uk. Standing tickets are available to fans aged 18 and over. However, tiered seating tickets are available to those aged 16 and over. Get your tickets now for Fear and Loathing 10.
Gentlemen, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to say commiserations on your loss tonight.
You know what? It's not commiserations. It's all down to me. It was my fault. You know, I'm out there trying to fucking have a good time. You know, drink and try and catch pints from the punters. I weren't taking it seriously. We're fucking wrestlers. We're not here to have a fucking good time. We're fucking professional wrestlers. And I fucking fucked it for us.
You never
I fucked it for us. Don't fucking try and stick up for me. No, it's not right. It's not right. How long have we been doing this? I've been doing this 15 fucking years. Me too. And I've never been so fucking relaxed and taken it easy in my life. Them two little mugs, them soap dodging cunt mugs.
Relax, Shah, please.
No, I'm about sick of it. You're too relaxed. You know, we want to be a tag team. It's about fucking winning. It's not about, oh, let's have a good time. It's about winning and getting the job done. I'm just so stressed out, mate.
Chill out.
I'm not fucking stressed out. I need a hug. I need a hug.
No, but come here.
Not from you.
Relax. Oh, I see. Charming.
That helped.
Shah, where are you going, Shah? Fuck off! Somebody's company.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Sold Out Garage in Glasgow, Scotland. The following contest is your Fight Club main event, scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
All right. Well, this match simply gives me the fear, ladies and gentlemen, accompanied by the man that seems to be under the sentinel syndrome of the necromancer. He is the silent, gnarling tool of destruction of Legion, Chris Renfrew, accompanied, of course, by the necromancer. This match, ladies and gentlemen, will be the screensaver for your nightmares for quite some time.
This is Mikey Whiplash,
accompanied by the Banshee.
Well, Billy, you talk about your dream matches. This is almost a nightmare match.
Certainly is. And a very brief opportunity to speak with Mikey Whiplash. The road that Sabu has travelled. He has been through it all. A man whose life is painted with constant pain. He's been up and down the roads. He's had success. He's had tragedy, but it was in those words that Whiplash paused and said simply, tragedy is the engine of human spirit, and he intends to break the spirit of the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal, hardcore legend Sabu tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear the introductions of his opponent. Making his return to ICW. Accompanied by Genie.
Making his ICW return, being accompanied to the ring by Genie from Bombay, Michigan. He is the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal, death-defying Sabu!
Now, ladies and gentlemen, in some of the most iconic matches the Sabu has had, the big matches, some might say, there we see the appearance of Genie. I think that tells you how seriously the Sabu is taking this. These two men have never collided in singles action. Simon Cassidy coming running behind it.
Yeah,
I don't know what. Well, we're going to be. You're a big lad. You're a big lad. You'll be all right. You're a big lad.
Well, I'll be all right against Sabu.
I think it'll be fine.
And against Mikey Whiplash.
Renfrew being ordered out the ring. He has said, Mikey Whiplash. Sabu has been through success and tragedy.
Mikey Whiplash will not be intimidated.
No, he will not. He said Sabu still has plenty left to go. Tragedy is the engine of human spirit. He will break the spirit of Sabu. This is a match that Mikey Whiplash has campaigned for long and hard.
Both these men, unbelievable experience. Sabu, a 32-year veteran.
Amazing. Former. Oh, look at that.
Oh, when was the last time you saw that?
No. Former IWGP New Japan Pro Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Champion, beat Justin Liger. Of course, former ECW Heavyweight Champion. Has had success in nearly every major company around the world. WWE, TNA, whatever they'll call this week. He's gone toe-to-toe with some of the biggest names. But that won't impress the Necromancer. The Wizard of Gore versus the Patriarch of Pain. This is not the way I think many fans thought we'd start it, but shows you that Sabu is not taking this lightly.
And Sabu has obviously got wrestling credentials, but you've got to believe if it comes down to a standard wrestling match, this is Mikey Whiplash's contest to win. Whiplash, one of the absolute finest technicians in all of the UK, but he does have that dark streak, he's got that mean streak. You've got to believe we'll see tonight.
Sabu throwing him around the outside, but didn't think it'd take long. Genie very much in the mix there. She's actually carrying a steel chair. Oh! Okay. Looks like we're going to the turn of the carriage. You can't be surprised by that. Sabu looks like he's actually got something in his hand. I don't think Whiplash noticed it. Oh, he dropped it. Straight over to the merch table. Be careful, Robin. Put your phone away. It's right in front of you. Oh!
And if you're a fan new of these two men, you'd be wise to get well out of dodge, because these two men will cause chaos.
Sabu, I'm right here. Sabu.
And it's in the hands of that man. look very carefully, fans, you will see there is a bruise. Or is that some of the paint? I think it's actually some of the face paint that's coming off the face of the Necromancer. She must be wondering, perhaps she is there to neutralise Jeannie, who has been very effective already in this match. Jeannie not afraid to get involved in this contest. There with a steel chair, getting ready to hand it to her man at a moment's notice. Here comes Whiplash asking for that chair again. Oh! Smashing Mikey Whiplash. And you think of the battles that Whiplash has been in with Chris Renfrew, Jack Jester. Think of the names he's been in these matches with. So he brings all that experience, but you think of Abyss, Sandman, Tommy Dreamer, Raven. Oh, look at that. They are working horrendously well as a unit.
They're a well-oiled machine.
Sabu looks like he's actually been busted open on that elbow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know quite during this contest when that happened.
It must be a bad cut if it's went through that bandage already.
Straight through it. Got back to me at ringside, but Whiplash has gone back and boom! Straight effective right at the point elbow, almost straight to the throat, Mr. Grange.
Big jumping elbow to finish it.
Oh!
That's a lot of weight to bring down.
1, 2. I mean, for all this match has been built up. Oof. Straight to the side of the head. Nope. Renfrew has not taken his eyes off Whiplash. Well, you know he could be called into action at a moment's notice. The spell, the Sentinel Syndrome.
Oh my God, Sabu! Oh, what the hell?
Is that? Is that a screwdriver? Oh!
I think that's either a screwdriver or possibly a letter opener.
I don't know what that is, but that's an outright metal spike. Now he looks like he's trying to lobotomise Mikey Whiplash right in the middle of the ring. Sabu has come from hell. And the patriarch of pain himself. So that metal spike right back into his boots. Of the weapons you would see brought into the ring by his uncle, the legendary Sheik.
You have to believe Mikey Whiplash is going to be busted wide open as a result of that.
I was there that night, Sabu. I'm going to outright say it gives me the outright fear. I was there that night. I thought he was going to try and kill Jack Jester.
Let's go, guys. Bring it back in the ring.
Let's throw that spike out again. Look at this. I don't know what he's got planned. What goes through the mind of that gentleman? Stabbing, it's like he's trying to punch on the skull. Oh! Did you see that look of anger across the face of Sabu? It's almost like the blood's not there. And it seems that...
Well, if there's no blood, the only thing I can think of is that Whiplash somehow managed to block the worst of
No,
that.
he's busting open now. You can actually see the drops.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
Dripping onto the floor of the garage here in Glasgow. Ginny once again. Oh, right to the knee. Oh, God! Whiplash came down right in his heel. Whiplash's head butted back.
Oh, and it came down with that spike again. Oh, this is uncomfortable.
Fans, we've called some matches, but this is just... Sabu looks like he's come here to execute, and imagine that.
Oh, my... Oh, my...
Whoa, 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 whoa! He's going to take his eye out! everyone, and you've heard the scuttlebutt backstage. There's a big difference between the man and the necromancer.
Thomas Kerr has got to be very careful.
Michael is composed, but Mikey Whiplash has a death wish. I've seen that man nearly die in that ring more than once. And I don't need to see it. Arabian Facebuster trying to cave in the skull.
But you see Sabu favouring that elbow.
2. I don't know for a second why these fans would be chanting those 3 letters of an iconic but dead company. This is a match that only ICW could bring you. People getting pushed into the ring. Oh, Whiplash is still in there.
And he's angry.
Missile drop kick right to the head. He's managed to clear those cobwebs.
And you know a wounded Mikey Whiplash is the most dangerous version of him.
No, what's he?
He's grinding his face into the edge of that table leg. Trying to bust Sabu open.
I think he was actually going for his eye.
Really?
It looked like he was actually trying to pick his eye out of his head. But a one-eyed Sabu is going to be a hell of a lot of trouble. All right, we've got a table in the ring. Finally, he's calling Renfrew into the ring. Sabu's in trouble. 2 men that define violence. The wave of carnage that is known as Legion.
Sabu trying to break free.
Oh! Genie threw that chair back in the ring. This side of the chair battered into the skull of Mikey Whiplash. Sabu as quick as a cat, giving that chair right back to Genie. And she's getting away from the ring. This mysterious lady, we don't know the origins, but she has been one hell of a tool for Sabu. He's calling for the chair as well. He wants to put the finishing article on Mikey Whiplash. An Arabian Facebuster through the table! Oh my God! Chasing Genie away. We're taking off. Sabu wins!
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Sabu!
A dream match for sure. But I won't lie to you, Mr. Grange. I'm glad that's over. That's what they did with 10 minutes. Imagine what they would have done. I think these 2 men would have killed each other.
Well, I'm glad we didn't find out.
No, certainly not. It is a big win for his return here to Insane Championship Wrestling of Sabu.
But there's going to be a man watching this match very closely, and that man is Jimmy Havoc.
We know somewhere. The leader of the Tokyo Court Police. What a win for Sabu, and he's returned here to ICW. He's taken off to come to Genie's rescue, I think. He let the Genie have the ball here in Glasgow, and the wish she gave him was a big win. Renfrew, you're under the instructions of the Necromancer, cast under that spell. Held Sabu.
But there was that miscommunication between Legion.
Sabu, maybe it was the sweat, the perspiration, managed to wriggle free. And Renfrew was absolutely creamed with a steel chair shot. And this relationship has been, well, it's Manson family-like in recent times.
I
I think you people have been mistaken this evening. You seem to think this, what just happened, was going to be my example of what is going to happen at the Hydro. You were all very, very mistaken. What I would like right now is for some of my assistants from backstage to come out and assist with the following example of me.
No, these guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the noose that I hung Stevie Boy with.
Oh God, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, the kendo stick I repeatedly hit BT Gunn with. Ladies and gentlemen, the steel chair with the barbed wire that I pretty much hit everybody with. And
God.
Last but not least, barbed wire table. Now, for all those that remember Edinburgh, the last time I saw one of these, I went through it, my back, my arms, my legs lacerated. As you can see from my body tonight, I am not afraid of pain, and I am not afraid to bleed.
These disciples. When Muhammad came down from the mountain.
What I haven't shown you, though, is exactly what I am capable of doing. So, what I need right now is a volunteer.
There must be someone back there. There must be someone back there that can help him. Chris, get out of the ring. Chris, get out of the ring. Chris, get out of the ring. Chris, please get out of the ring.
This is what he wants. He's volunteering.
This seems to be missing something, a little bit of panache, something a little extra. So why don't you be a good little doggy and fetch?
What's he doing? What's he doing? Renfrew's looking for something. Can't see what it is. He's got a bag. God. This is like watching open suicide. God, he's peeking over him. This is like watching a live suicide. This is like a snuff movie. Please, Chris, you've got to be in there somewhere. Get out of the ring. He's going to kill him. He's going to kill him. No! Oh my God! It's Chris Renfrew! That Chris Renfrew! The Sultan of Silent Hill!
Rick has just become Theon Greyjoy.
He's back!
What is dead may never die, and Chris Renfrew is too rare to die.
There he is! He's taking out everyone! But he might be outnumbered. Oh! I never thought I'd be that happy to see a man swing a kendo stick like that again.
Virus!
Boom!
Oh my.
The Resident of Evil has become the landlord of ICW! And rent is due!
Guess who's back, fuckers? Where the fuck is he? Where's Whiplash?
I think he's taken off.
Is he? It doesn't matter. For 6 fucking months, I've been trapped in hell. I've basically been Mikey Whiplash's bitch. Hi, who's fucking laughing now? But the funny thing is, I want to thank Whiplash. See, he pointed out I was clutching on to the past. I had no meaning. Now I have meaning. Now I have one purpose, and that's to fucking end you, Whiplash! You think what Sabu just did to you there was graphic violence? We're only getting fucking started!
Oh my God.
Jimmy Havoc put out a little invitation. November 19th, the Hydro, a death match. And he sent an invitation to yours truly. I accept. But I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting till then to get hold of Whiplash. No, we're in Edinburgh in a few weeks. So it'll be a miracle if that motherfucker makes it there, because it's Renfrew versus Whiplash, one-on-one, whatever fucking you want to call this match, street fight, death match, it doesn't fucking matter, because you know the end result is going to be me holding your dead fucking body! Because my name is Chris fucking Renfrew!
He's back! I honestly thought we'd never see him again! Ladies and gentlemen, what a night it's been here in ICW. We've just had another challenge. Jimmy Havoc, you may have another man to battle in the King of Insanity match at the Hydro. We are going to have Kenny Williams going up against Rey Mysterio Jr. All this and so much more. Clang your clocks. We are heading to the Hydro. We'll see you next time on ICW Fight Club. Good night.